Many of you have seen and I'm sure heard of a gentleman called Shane Waller, who is an absolute hero and one of our customers here who's kindly lent us his van. Shane, come into shot. Shane, YouTube, nice Shane. So basically, it's just going to be really nice to be able to stand here with a client and a friend, I suppose,
yeah,
you know, of work, and show us around your van, basically. Tell us a little bit about it, dude. How did it what was the first sort of like seed that got planted about even thinking about getting a transport?
Primarily a couple of years ago, I had a new Ford Transit M Sport crew cab, but unfortunately all it ever did was break down. And so, being an avid classic fast Ford fan back in the day, I always wanted the Fords, but unfortunately they're not the car that they used to be, which is a shame really. But it was just a case of, I want a van, I want to do it properly, and then I see your videos. As soon as you start going on the hunt for stuff, you find out an awful lot more information, and then you go and you sort out basically the wheat from the chaff. And as I end up here, you can guess where I've found the best place to be.
Oh,
so,
awesome.
Without a shadow of a doubt, they make the best vans. I am blown away with the lads in the workshop, the people in the office. Nothing is too much. Whatever you ask, if there's an idea, yourself, Tom, Toby, James, Darren, Marcus, Jordan, Sean, everybody in the workshop, they just come together and it's just knock it out of the park.
And this van was not originally your van?
No, our original factory van got cancelled. This was a cancelled order, but it was a cancelled order from the factory side of it. So we ended up paying a few £1,000 more because the previous person who'd spec'd the van had gone that little bit higher on the budget that we'd originally put down. But when we got the van, it turned out it was a factory combi. We was going to have a panel van, and then originally we'd asked for a T28 150, and then what actually Volkswagen supplied us with was a twin turbo 204. So it was like
happy days.
We know some of that. So and it sort of like just gave us the base to just build something biblical. I had an idea in my head. I'm a child of the 70s and 80s. I grew up watching the A-Team and stuff like that, and I just wanted something proper naughty, and like your words, proper gnarly. I just wanted something. I drive lorries for a living, and I just wanted to bring some of what I'd use day to day into the stuff that I want to use at the weekend. So we've got like the world's loudest air horns.
Yes, yes, do.
We've got some of that on it. We've got the roof bars. I've got my 80-channel CB in there. But for the camping side of it, we wanted the jacked up suspension, we wanted the off-road tyres and wheels, we've got swivel seats, we've got a full 40 winks bed system in the back. The idea of doing it this way rather than doing it in the way of an original type of camper van where you've got your cabinetry down one side, this is so much more utilitarian. I can do a lot more with this vehicle. I can either sleep in it straight off the bat with the diesel heater, we can store food and drinks, we've got a 30-litre fridge freezer in there, with full off-grid electrics, and not only that, if I need to use it, if I've got to move, I don't know, a grand piano or a grandfather's clock or help a friend move, every single thing that's in the back of that within 10 to 15 minutes, that's just a glorious panel van now.
Yeah.
And same again, we've got the awning rail on the far side, so when we do go up...
Let's walk round and actually have a little walk, because obviously on this side we've got the van open for the show.
Yeah.
Let's just go and have a look at the front end of this van, because it's a really cool, good looking bit of kit.
It is.
There's a couple of things on here that you've spec'd up specifically that hasn't been done before, so we'll start at the top.
The world's brightest
curved light bar.
Yeah.
And then we come down, you've got your epic laser lights in there.
They're brilliant, they're good.
And then we've got your splitter at the bottom.
But we've got Marcus to paint that to
match
the same
all the
colour
factory
as
colours,
yeah.
just to keep it looking really OEM. AF61 wax.
All openness, 61 wax, my friend James's company.
Amazing.
I just like the brand, love the products, so why not?
And Shane, you are possibly the most finicky gentleman when it comes to cleanliness. So how many miles has your van done?
2,500.
in how many months?
We've had it 7th of May.
So we've had it for 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Cool. Come and have a look here, Jordan, and just have a look at what Shane Waller's 2,500 mile suspension looks like. It looks cleaner now than it was when it was new.
Well, it was. Well, I spent 4 hours cleaning it yesterday morning at the workshop, so it needs to be.
So then we come down the side. We've obviously got that Bilstein B6 lift kit on here.
With the e-back springs.
With the iBack comfort spring, and then
GTI wheel arch extensions.
Yeah, absolutely, which look fantastic.
Sidebars, mud flaps.
I'm loving the CB aerials, which are really cool.
CB, yeah. 8
big
channel. We do like a wobbly aerial.
So when you have a van built, when we go through something called a build brief, so we'll go through and it's all itemised, isn't it, in a T61F code. Obviously, 4-foot wibbly wobbly aerial isn't on our build brief. So the boys in the workshop actually did get, didn't they?
Yes.
Signed off by yourself.
Of course.
4-foot wibbly wobbly aerial.
That's what it says. I've got the paperwork.
There it is. It's all done. Small reflector light at the rear gives that really nice look. And when you step back from the van, it's just continuous.
I wanted the clear lenses rather than the tinted lenses. And then in the back, we've got the blackout blinds, and then we've got the 40 winks bed set up. So we've got a full size, queen size bed in there with a memory foam mattress, which is absolutely phenomenal. We've got we've got the Thinkware front and rear dash cams. We've got the uprated kicker speakers in the back. We're doing the uprated Alpine speakers and tweeters in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And then we've got
an extra
sub in the back. Yeah,
two subs, twin subs.
What's better than one sub? 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
More tunes. And then you've done the map reading lights in the back for us as well. With the extra USBs on the button. They're in there somewhere. There's the button. There we go, up there.
And then a little USB for your phone.
Another switch.
Couple of nets as well, really useful.
Another one in the back. So we noticed that once we started using it, we found there was a couple of areas that we thought that would be much better, because obviously we had the other light switch at the far end. So if you want to turn the lights off, you've got to climb over. Now you've redone it, we've got a switch at both points. It's phenomenal.
It's all about adaptation.
Oh, it's
absolutely being adaptable. So, you know, we can do and go so far to create the art of repeatability when we build these vans.
Yeah.
But it's when you start working with the client really closely that you start realising, well, actually, we're going to do an X or a Y. It's never an issue. We can do it. Now, you've invested so much time coming down to us.
Oh yeah.
The closet down to us twice.
Brought the ST down.
Done the ST. You've made a massive effort and been really, really involved in the process and the build of your van.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so many of our customers will just order it. It goes on a trailer and it gets shipped off. But having you as part of and being closely as part of your build and your journey, it just makes everything so much more.
You remember
enjoyable.
the week before we collected it, I brought every bit of camping equipment down. So literally the day that we collected it.
Yeah, I do. I remember in Sean's Bay, it was just a pile of stuff. And it's all managed to go in and slip in here so neatly.
Everything went under the bed. That was the whole idea of having the bed at that height. You could store, because what I do, we just put it all in curver boxes and I tag it all up so I know exactly if it's a long holiday or a short weekend, everything will slide under there. We've got nothing on the top, so the view's not exposed or anything like that. So it's by far the best thing we've ever bought.
Awesome.
I mean, I've had a Cosy for 10 years, we've had an M3, we've had 7 Series, we've had some proper nice motors over the years, and this just knocks every single one of them into a cocktail. This thing's just a nuts.
That is just the biggest compliment. As you see, when you take one of these vans and you really think about your use as a tool and how you want to use it for your lifestyle, you end up getting the exact tool for the job. So you and Paula can go out, enjoy, play. It ticks all the boxes for the little boy boxes of joiners.
Matt's van that you're building now, there were some people that were sort of being a little bit disrespectful because they just don't understand the type of vans that you actually build, right? If you come in and you see the process, you know where your money's going. You can see quality after quality. It's just pure, your money's going in the right place. You're not wasting any pennies. And Matt was like on the T6.1 forum and he was saying, oh, who do you recommend? And I piped up and I said, you've got to speak to Tom and Olly and Toby, mate. I said, they will knock it out of the park. And I said, what do you want to put? I told him what I'd expect. And then he told me what he wanted to do. And then obviously he took it from that level and he's just gone, he's just attached it to a rocket, innit?
We have been touching on the YouTube videos about the van with a boat porthole and a bit of ply in it. blue, particularly cool.
I see it yesterday.
But we'll start showing you a little bit more of that as the build goes on. So one last question, Mr. Shane Waller.
You want to buy it?
What is your favourite part of your van? What's the one bit that you love more than anything else?
I think it's got to be me toot toot horn and me flashy lights.
And there you
got
go.
to be in it.
Doesn't matter how old you are.
And me CB.
Some CB. Being able to break a breaker,
exactly.
some flashy lights and a loud horn.
I'm not being funny enough. And you know the best thing about this van?
What?
Was getting to meet you lot and having the best built van ever. I love it. No worries, mate. Yeah.
Fucking romance, man.
It's a dude. No worries.